What is going on, Swoopers? Welcome back to another episode of Swoop Luke. In this episode, we'll be looking at the Collingwood Essendon game on Sunday. Let's get into it. Before we do jump straight into it, my hats are finally here. The hats are finally here. Swoop Luke hats. I love them already. It's clear on the front. It's got a nice little buckle here. Corduroy as well, because you know I love my cords. And the Swoop Luke logo. These were done from Gnome & Co. So shout out to the guys if you're watching this. I really do appreciate it. You can get these at www.swoopluke.com. I think they're about $35 each or something like that. Free shipping as well, because I pay that for you guys because I love you all. Get them. They're a limited run. I think I've got 20 or so. But yeah, I'll be sending them out today. And yeah, amazing. Thank you guys all so much for the support, and you can get these hats now. Alright, so before we do get into the Collingwood Essendon game, it is worth making note that the AFL has come out 5 weeks before finals and said, look, Ginnivan has made us change the rules. That's what they pretty much should have said, you know what I mean? Ginnivan, we know what's been talking about in the media since frickin' round 2, since Kane Corns brought that GoPro thing up. I guarantee you, if that GoPro thing wasn't brought up, it was round 1, none of this would have happened. That was a butterfly effect of things. And you could say that, because he did bring it up, Ginnivan had a great Anzac Day, kicked 5 goals. But anyway, the Headhigh, shrug, duck, whatever you want to call it, is being adjudicated really differently now. We knew it was getting adjudicated differently with Ginnivan and, you know, comparing it to Shuey on the weekend. Zach Fisher was doing it, Liam Ryan, Keziah Pickett, all these other players were doing it. They were getting the free kick, Ginnivan wasn't, so, you know, that's that. But now the AFL said, if the tackler looks to make contact themselves with their head, as in like, if they blow their knees down, if they put their arms up, if they're leading, that's it's going to be pretty much paid holding the ball, because that would be your prior opportunity. But the thing that is weird is that Shuey and Selwood, who are the two main perpetrators, and who Ginnivan said that, you know, Selwood, he's modelled his game off Selwood, have been doing it for 15 or so years, maybe not 15 years, but have been doing it for over a decade, and now they want to bring in this rule. So it is going to be a bit of a grey area with umpiring and how they're going to call these, because what's to say, if you're getting tackled and you're just trying to shrug off the tackler, what's to say this is a shrug or this is trying to get the free kick? Like, it's just going to create more confusion, especially 5 weeks out from finals. That's just like, you know, the FIFA, the Football International Federation, what does FIFA even stand for? Anyway, Football Federation, you know, of the world or whatever, comes out and says, look, I know it's the Champions League final next week, but offsides are going to be called when, you know, you've got 3 players in your half or something like that. That's just great. That's just what a big of a rule change this is, because we should be protecting their heads, and the onus should be on the tacklers. You want to get the tackle, get him by the waist, or get first to the contest. I don't care that Ginnivan is trying to get that free kick by, you know, being arms up or whatever, because Selwood and stuff and Co have been doing that for years. But what I love that Ginnivan's doing now, or since he started anyway, is he's getting those free kicks, or not getting those free kicks and getting hit in the head, because he is first to the ball, right? The defenders are tackling because they're not first to the ball. Get the ball first, and then, you know, take the ball away. If Ginnivan's in and under on that contest and he's going down like that and he's getting up and he gets tackled, that's because their defender was too slow to get the ball and Ginnivan's first to the contest. I remember teaching my under-9 kids and under-11s when I was coaching him. It was head over the ball, the umpires are going to look after you. I don't think that's the case anymore, but that's just been a bit of my ramble. Let's get into the Collingwood Essendon game. So the Pies take on Essendon for the second time on July 24th, which is my 30th birthday, which is a little bit of fun on the Sunday. It is going to be another big test for us. We know that we've been winning games lately by under 12 points. Essendon haven't set the AFL world on fire at the start of the year, but now, when it kind of really doesn't matter, they're starting to come into a lot of decent form, you know. wins in a row. Brisbane, Sydney, and they smashed the Gold Coast Suns when we only could, win by whatever it was, 4 or something points. So they've been picking up a lot of form. McGrath's gone down back. Draper's phenomenal. We've seen that awesome goal on the run, even though I think Brodie Grundy's goal on the run was better. Still a good goal by Draper. Guelphy is kind of going into a sort of a tagging run with Roll and 2 metre Peter. Been smashing it. All these little guys, not little guys, but all these guys have been standing up now. Maybe too little too late for Essendon, but they're going to be huge players in shaking up the 8. Now, of course, you would want to finish in the 8, but these guys are going to disrupt the 8, starting with Collingwood. So we are in for a resurgent Essendon. And yeah, they did put up a good fight on Anzac Day, but it's now a different team. It's, 12 weeks since Anzac Day? Or yeah, it would have been. It's about 12 weeks since Anzac Day. So Essendon, I'm really, really nervous for this game because, like I said, Essendon could do anything. They could be Brisbane Lions of the 02, 03, 04 era, or they could be Carlton of the last 20 years. So you don't know who you're going to get at the moment with Essendon. If we had versed them 6-7 weeks ago, easy. Collingwood don't win by 40 points. Now, not so much. Do I want a game where we don't sort of win by a couple of points? Yes, I would love that. Is it going to come this week? Who's to say? Who is to say? Essendon are just a free-flowing football team at the moment, and I know that's what we like to do as well. What is going to happen, I know what's going to happen, is that they're going to put all this time into Nick Dacos as well. They're going to probably tag him. Guelphy's probably going to go and sort of do a run with Roll. Because like everyone in the media has been saying, nobody from Adelaide paid attention to Nick Dacos, 40 disposals, 3 goals. I don't think that sort of performance is going to happen. We might see Nick Dacos, have a bit of a low game. Maybe they chuck him back into the forward line like they did last week. I'd love that because he obviously has a knack for goal, being a Dacos. So maybe that's how they switch it up if he's not getting all that ball off half-back. I think Redman is a big danger guy going into this game. He had about, I think, nearly a dozen intercept possessions. I think 10 or so marks last week against the Gold Coast Suns coming in. So there's going to be a lot of work cut out for Ash Johnson or Brodie Myercheck, Mason Cox, whoever is in that forward line, Jamie Elliott as well. So look, Essendon do have players where they can perform, and we've seen Essendon at their best in the last couple of weeks, and I know that's what we're going to get on Sunday. We're nothing to scoff at. 8 wins in a row. People say we're due for a loss. I would argue that we're not due for a loss, but those first 3 quarters of the Kangaroos was pretty much a loss. We had a couple of quarters against Adelaide that were pretty much a loss. So we're not due for a loss, but we're due for a big win. We're due for a statement win. Our percentage is shithouse, we know that. But if we can beat Essendon by 25 to 35 points, I think people will start taking notice. 9 wins in a row will be nice. We just got to put Essendon to bed before we take on the Power next week. And I know it's 1 week at a time, but we've got a tough 5 matches coming up. The Herald Sun have got us going 1 and 5 in these next 5 matches, losing this week against Essendon. And like I said, this is going to be the big tester. Bigger than the Kangaroos, obviously. Bigger than Adelaide. Man, it'll be typical Collingwood to lose on my birthday. But the thing that I love of what we've been doing these last couple of weeks, especially last week against Adelaide, it was a rainy day against Adelaide. We had 126 or something tackles. Our pressure was off the roof. Tackles inside forward 50. David King came out and said, we are the most informed team in the competition in the last 6 weeks. That's getting movement, restricting teams to movement. Our defense is really good. So we are thereabouts. We just got to prove that we can beat teams a little bit more comfortably than we have been. In regard to the ins and outs, I'm recording this before our teams are finalised. It's a Sunday game, so on Thursday night, extended benches will come through. I have a big feeling that Brodie Grundy comes in this week. Isaac Quaynor will come in, definitely. Taylor Adams will come in. So that's 3 guys I've got pretty much definitely coming in. Who comes out, though? Trey Rusco will come out for Isaac Quaynor. Who comes out for Taylor Adams? Do you Give Josh Carmichael a run in the twos, even though he's been doing great. Trent Bianco had his best game for the club on the weekend. Do you give him another run in the twos because of Taylor Adams coming back in? I don't really know. Like, you want to reward good games and you want to reward the confidence that we have in these kids. When you have Trent Bianco or Josh Carmichael having really good games and bringing him out, I think it kind of would weigh on him a little bit. Do you take out someone like a Woolhoskin Elliott, put Trent Bianco as a high half forward, or do you have Josh Carmichael as a high half forward? And then there's Brodie Grundy as well. What do you do with Grundy? It's going to be hard to take out Darcy Cameron and Mason Cox from this team. You can't play Cameron Cox, Myercheck, Johnson, and Brodie Grundy unless you're wanting to put Myercheck down back or Darcy Cameron down back. But if you had to take one player out, I think it would be Mason Cox. Cox does provide a lot, and I'm a big backer of Mason Cox. I absolutely love him. You can't take Darcy Cameron out, though. He's done so well since coming in that Gold Coast game after this Essendon game. But you can't let Brodie Grundy sit on the sidelines because he's an absolute beast. And we've seen what he's done. He played that Essendon game that we played earlier in the season on Anzac Day. He played that last quarter with no PCL or whatever knee injury that he had. And he kicked a goal. He was taking marks. He was rucking. He was on one leg and we won because of him. So, but we won 8 games in a row. We don't need him. We do. 100% we do, because statistically, and the statistics do show, that we score more from clearances when Brodie Grundy is playing, because Brodie Grundy is not just a tap ruckman. He's more like a Nat Nui type, where he'll tap, but he's got the capacity to get the ball from the ground, do a clearance. At one point he was leading our clearances. He's elite in clearances and stuff like that. So he is a big cog in our midfield machine. Not only a ruckman, he is a tall midfielder as well. So we definitely need him in the side. But anyway, guys, this has just been my preview on the Collingwood Essendon game. I do think we're going to win. I think we're just going to win, though, again. But it's going to be an exciting game either way. But anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. Don't forget you can get a hat, www.superluke.com, links down below. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets, and until next time, double shackers, I'll super you later.